So they are like me. We're in a similar situation, working on getting the results in your workspace, in your life. And hello, I'm Dan Coates. Just tell you a little bit about me. Um, a little backstory. So I grew up in a pretty good sized family, 8 kids, 7 boys, 1 girl on a dairy farm. And what an excellent way to grow up. But just learned how to work since a little guy. So out with my dad, from feeding calves to helping out the dairy animals around the farm. And my brother had said recently too, is if anything that we've learned is rain, shine, snow, sick, or whatever, we learned to get up, show up, and go to work. And we got things done. So we had a pretty good size operation at the time, but an excellent chance to grow up. But and beyond that, I have a pretty good work history as far as I've done a little bit of everything. Whether I work for people, own my own businesses, had a 1 car limousine service at one time when I was younger, and carpet cleaning, demolition with my brothers, sand and gravel, ready mix concrete. Been in packaging and printing for a good portion of my work career. Sewer and drain, uh, in-home sales, water filtration sales, and then eventually owned a distributorship with my brother, um, selling and installing and all that stuff. Um, uh, but then also in the network marketing industries and affiliate marketing, and just uh, around 2012 or so, um, my kind of opening to the online. I was trying to figure out how to do the online thing, and I was on my computer at night doing Facebook and stuff, searching some stuff out, and all of a sudden, ding, uh, this private message from someone I kind of follow in the industry and kind of look up to, and think she does it pretty well, right? As far as the truth about the actual work in network marketing, and she says, "Can I call you?" I'm like, "Sure." So give her my number. Next thing you know, we're on the phone talking, and I'm talking to Kim Claver, and I don't know if anybody knows her, but she's well known in the network marketing industry. She's done quite well in several companies, and she has her own products and own stuff. But had a great conversation, and it was just neat the world that we live in now. How just like that, you mean connected to people, either personally or through a lot of other ways. And through her, I got involved with one of her groups, and just kind of my immersion into to the to the online stuff. I'm outside and it's kind of windy, blowing some stuff around. But so I started following her stuff and in this group, and that group eventually the leader of the group, whatever, kind of went a different way. But definitely opened my eyes to blogging and websites and online marketing and online sales and all that stuff. So through that led me to so through that, I don't really come from a graphical background. I do work in the printing industry, and I've been open up to that and learning how to do certain things. I work for a newspaper and a commercial printer, and hours there. Some days I'm there 24 hours a day. People passing their deadlines, and it falls onto me. And most of us or all of us have been in a place where you're working for someone, and you just put in the time, and you don't feel good afterward because you did an awesome result, but the incentive isn't there for you. The pay or any other type of culture incentives that would be there for you. And so, just kind of you just rocking and rolling, throwing your whole world into it, and um, the incentives and results for you aren't there. And so, just 2 years ago, was at my mom's on a 4th of July family event. She just lives beneath a stadium where there's fireworks, and our family members there and having a good time with the family. And but I ended up having a conversation with my niece's husband, Johnny, and he's been in some network marketing stuff and been to some courses and classes on SEO and a bunch of other stuff. And we got talking, and it's like, and then he has a graphical background. He used to work for a printer as well, but he's more in the graphic arts, be able to build graphics and all that stuff, and just a lot better at getting through programs and all that stuff. I'm a little bit old school, learning. I see the vision and all that stuff, but sometimes going through it, and I'm learning just like anyone else. And but we got chatting together and had this idea of just need to flip the switch, create a group, a shop slash lab experience where we all go through it, and you're checking out this and checking out that and buying this product, buying that product, taking this training. You don't make it through this training, you're going on the next training. All these little, just there's so much information out there, and you can spend thousands and tens of thousands of dollars in all this training. It's kind of like a college education where you're spending, 50,000 or whatever more for to learn something. You go out there and some of you just get base wages starting out, but to be able to create a shop, grew up in the, like I say, dairy industry, had shops, and we worked on cars, and I was able to buy my brother's car and be able to, me and him pretty much build it, and that was a neat process. But there's design, and there's building, and then there's actually driving. So that's our vision, is to help people design, build, and drive their marketing, their business, their life. And through a lot of every day, I know we are doing it individually. We're creating crazy amounts of value, but someone out there as well, and teams of people, just the iPhone and stuff, the people that put this together so that I can actually do a video in my backyard, right? And to be able to record video and be able to share that. But there's people doing this every day, and just the tools and resources. You don't even, back in the days, you'd have to learn code to build all this stuff, and now there's software and tools that are all built for you. You can just basically go through the checks and the dots, whatever, and create stuff. And that's what we're a part of. And then just recently, we through a tool that we use, there was a 30-day challenge, and me and Johnny went through it, and it was, we both, we talked about before, working on stuff to get together, but there's so many distractions that come together in your life. You have your work, your family, your faith, volunteer stuff, community stuff, and just your own personal stuff. But all these things can get in your life, and they can create distractions and slow you down or whatever. But through this process we just went through, and it's way elevated the action and results, just to better understand and utilize the tools, and to be able to understand the whole process of realizing that each of you, each of us, is the best salesman for whatever thing we're in, the best marketer. And through the tools that we use within Flip the Switch, which is our group company thing here, helps, these tools help you to create your story, and to be able to share, and to be able to come up with the hooks, the story, and the offer for anything that you might be in. And We're talking local business. If you have a product, if you're an author, if you're a network marketer, affiliate marketer, or you just have some idea or a brand that you're trying to produce. But to be able to create the hooks and the story and the offers, and to be able to build that within a system and some funnels, to be able to target and to go find those ones that are actually looking for those solutions. So there's a little bit of our backstory. We're just probably mostly like most of you guys that are either way beyond this and got stuck or whatever, or you're just starting out and you're starting to realize uh, this can cost a lot of money, or what product do I need or whatever. But within 30 days or so, we can get you 30 days plus, depending on how committed you are, and the buy-in as well, because you're either going to spend a lot of your time and figure it all out, or you're going to find some who's. And that's what we learned through these things too, is it's not necessarily what all the time. Sometimes it's the who. Sometimes there's other who's that can get you there faster in maybe a skill set or something that you're not as good at, and you end up paying them to do those things. Just with me and my partner Johnny, he's a graphic guy. He got me over those. I need some graphics done. I needed a little bit of software stuff, and he was able to jump that over that. And I'm a little more comfortable getting in front of a camera. He's not. So, we work together well. But there's a tons of other who's out there that, in anything in your life, think of a contractor. He does what he can. He might be a framer. He might be a concrete guy. That might be his best thing. But then he hires all these subcontractors that are all his other who's, and he just orchestrates it and directs them. And but he has all these other who's to get that project, the house built or whatever. So same thing in our life. In any project we come up with, who's the who's in your life that you need to get with, to get over those humps. And that's a big part of Flip the Switch as well, is that we'll have a pooled resource group of different experts. It might be you in the future, whether you have skills and stuff that you can bring to the group that you can share with others, and or we'll have courses and other stuff. But basically, you're coming into a shop. You got your we sit there and design. We have the tools there to build and to get you driving your brand, your life. So, in a nutshell, that's what we're about here. So, the offer we have initially, you got to get this stuff into you, and you got to immerse yourself. Whatever you do, you got to put your name on the back of your jersey, up your game, up your skill sets, up your mindset. And I'm not. It's not going to be easy. The first core things, yeah, you got, and this we'll go over initially too, is you got to believe. You got to have belief, and then you got to crush those false beliefs, and building belief and certainty through certain things, and then you got to find the time. You got to schedule that in. You got to pay yourself first. You got to schedule yourself in, and then figure out failure and what it teaches you. Failure's not really that bad. You got to fail first. Fail as soon as you can and get over it, and just jump in and do it. And then you'll start to realize how much it's the who and not the how, to get those who's. And our pooled resource group is basically a pool of who's. So to get you we have someone to chat with. We got some really neat things coming up in January, where